Well, it looks like the feud between Fox News and Trump is heating up. And, I'm going to actually present something here, a little bit of a different twist, because I'm going to keep emphasizing this stuff about, rebelling against the powers that be and all that. Now, we got the thing coming up. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing. Fox News only goes so far in criticizing the powers that be. It's like they just kind of, they're offered as a false alternative as a rallying point against, for the people that are against certain things or for certain things, but they only go so far. They're lukewarm. They're actually controlled by the elite themselves. Don't anybody kid you. Now, I actually want to put this out for you like in a different aspect or a different outlook. Think of the Union. The Union, remember the Union and the Confederacy? Well, think of the Union as the TPP, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the Global Union, and say you don't want to be part of it. Well, you're now considered a rebel. Okay? Basically, there's a lot of aspects to what happened way back when, over 150 years ago, and, there's a lot of different controversy over it, but I just realized that when the corporate powers, which is Amazon, Google Stores, Walmart, eBay, and even all the Alibaba, whatever it is that controls all those Chinese vendors coming in overseas, and Sears, Roebuck, if they all say you can't have the Confederate flag, there's something suspicious going on there, not what they're freaking saying it's about. So, I'm going to tell you that, one of the things Fox News is not about, it's not about rebelling against the corporate powers. This is. And if you look at this flag and you say to yourself, well, I'm going to get on a few things what Trump said and what Megyn Kelly left out here in a minute. But if you look at this flag as a hate symbol, and it's already been conditioned to be like you already think of it, I don't think of it as a hate symbol, actually, not at all. But say you do, and you got other versions of it out there, man. You got the black with the orange stripes on it and stuff like that, or whatever. If you just don't like red, you just change the color, man. But, I look at it like something as rebelling against the corporate powers, and considering that the corporate powers don't want you to have this flag, and they don't want to sell it anywhere, they try to stop its sale. They're trying to say it's a hate symbol. Well, you know what? It's telling me something else far beyond that. Far beyond that. So anyway, it actually represents Dixieland. So, that's what it really became to be. And I want to just bring this up in the beginning because Fox News never has the balls to freaking say stuff like this in a million years. They don't have the balls to say a lot of things. They only go so far, and they're actually part of the corporate elite trying to present you a false alternative. Trump may be onto something. I don't know if Trump is all freaking good but then again, he fired so many broadsides against the hill beast that I think that, he might be a lot more legitimate than I thought. And he also comes out against this global warming stuff. Watch what's going to happen this winter, especially in the Northeast. If you're out in California, you're not going to have a problem, but global warming is going to seem like a joke. It's a sad, sick joke up in the Northeast this winter. So, it actually represents more like Dixieland, maybe not so much Kentucky and Missouri, but, because there was 11 states that actually broke away, but I don't know, maybe it is Kentucky and Missouri a little bit, but it's like a regional flag. So anyway, they got this feud going on, and actually, I want to tell you, the one that started it was Megyn Kelly. And I'm going to bring up a few points, too, because she tried to go after Trump really hard, and it was a big setup the way she came after him, but look at the stuff she left out about the other candidates. Now, you tell me she isn't being directed by Fox, and she don't care. She's getting paid. She's just like that other one that was on RT I used to criticize all the time. These are just paid people. They just freaking, I'm totally independent, man. I am totally independent. Totally. I'm like, and that's one reason I like doing this, because I can make a lot more money doing accounting work, but then again, I have to do the bidding of other people and stuff like that. I am totally independent. So I'm putting out to you my opinion on this deal, but it's like I'm going to bring to you a few things like she left out. Now, first off, Rosie O'Donnell's been critical of freaking Donald Trump, but who the hell is Rosie O'Donnell? But, Megyn, she's got the thing. She plays the garbage where she's a sexy woman, and that gets her attention. Then on the other side of it, it's like, you can't criticize her in any other aspect because she's a woman, right? So it's like she has to have it both ways. But the thing is, she never said a damn thing about Jeb. She never asked Jeb about, Jeb got hooked up with a job because of There was a lot of pension monies that were moved from Florida to a particular, I forgot which one it was, but he got like a $1.3 million job. And he lost a lot of pension money when he worked for Lehman, and he took millions from them, and he watched them go broke. She didn't say nothing to Carson, the surgeon, about how he cut up and experimented on aborted fetuses. I mean, that's really like a lot of fodder for firing some shots at some of the other candidates. She didn't say a damn word about it. But she's the thing is, the game with freaking Fox. You look at the chicks they put on there, man. I mean, it's the same game they play with RT, right? And I said that same thing. I think Megan's a lot smarter than that one. I forgot her name already. On RT, I was criticizing. I think Megan's a lot smarter, but they play the same game, and it's like Fox plays the same game for the ratings and stuff. Now, I like the biker chicks, but it's like I'm doing the actual talking here, though. That's the thing. I'm doing the actual material, and I'm not being told by some corporation to go only so far, because I'm actually telling you the flat out truth. And she also never asked Rubio about the strings he pulled to sell his bank REO house in Tallahassee, and she never said nothing about to Scott Walker about his managing his finances and his credit cards and all his debt he has on his loans and stuff for school and whatever for his kids, and she never said nothing about that. I mean, there's a lot of these candidates you can tear them up. She was going after Trump specifically, and it was like it was almost like she was making it sound like it was the people doing this. No, it wasn't the people doing this. It was actually her doing it, and they had a bunch of hired people behind the scenes, asking these questions. It was a con job, basically. That's all it was. So, if they're like, basically Fox would be wholeheartedly for Jeb Bush. And, Jeb Bush is just nothing but a corporate yo-yo to the max, too. I mean, if you really want to get into the personal lives of these guys, man, holy shit, you could tear them up. There's a lot of, I talked about Obama and, I know it, I'm saying it because Jones Rivers said it, about the wife being a tranny. I don't even give a damn, to tell you the truth. But, shit, you wouldn't believe Mr. Conservative Herbert Walker Bush. I don't even want to say because it's so freaky. There's been a lot of stuff that's been said about him, and wow, it's beyond freaky. I don't even want to say it on here, man. it's that bad. If I don't want to say it, it's pretty damn bad. I don't want to even go down that route, man. I might actually tell you in the comments or some shit, but I'm not going to tell you on here. But anyway, the thing is, the Confederacy basically is more like a cultural Southern thing, but it also underlyingly represents that you're rebelling against establishment, you're rebelling against excessive centralized control, autocracy, whatever you want to call it. And the thing is that, Fox is, they're all like, they're lame. They're lukewarm. They're falsely leading the opposition. And they only lead the opposition up to a certain point. Because they don't want real opposition to the powers that be, because Fox works for the powers that be. And I'm beginning to think that, I don't know about Trump, to tell you the truth, man. He's supported a lot of Democrats. It's like I got an eye out for the whole deal. It's like, if he runs on the third party, I'm going to have to vote for him. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it's probably, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not sure if the Hill of Beast is totally going to sink, though. She might, because a lot of people realize she blew apart the whole freaking U.S. security. It wasn't just about emails. That was a whole back door to the whole State Department server and everything else. But, Fox isn't going to, they're like trying to freaking attack Trump. I mean, get the hell out of here, man. I hate Fox News. I don't ever watch it. That's why I'm not really like a conservative. I'm not really a liberal either, I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel, man. I mean, that's what I think it is. I mean, here you got the rebels freaking flying the colors, too, on the back of their colors here. I'm not a rebel of them, those guys, but I think the same way, I think the same way. You got to be independent. And, you can't freaking be sucking up to the corporation all the way. I think this deal with Trump, though, is something whereby, he really is attacking the powers, maybe. Maybe he is. Maybe he is. I mean, I'm okay. I'm okay with this kind of crap because, people are freaking like, some people are saying, every time he opens up his mouth, he's being too abrupt or whatever. So what? So what? So what? Too bad. Because the way I look at it is, nobody in politics is being honest anymore, period. They're all a bunch of wishy-washy freaking yo-yos out to just please people so they keep their ass in power and keep the money rolling. That's all they're about. But, the thing is, Megan was trying to insult Trump, basically. And Trump said, screw it. Tough shit. He fired right back at her. So there's no reason he should apologize for shit. And, the thing is, this lady, though, I mean, if she was a fat cow or something with warts or something, she'd never have that job. It's not over intelligence. It's over, you know what I mean. They're playing a game, man. Fox News, and that's what they do. They do this on all the freaking major media freaking channels, They do it on all of them, It depends on where it is, but pretty much all of them. Pretty much all of them. And, so I could tell you one thing. She's just a corporate sellout to the max. That's all she is. And, I just want to get aggravated with these conservatives. Because these conservatives can't think past their freaking nose. They got their nose glued to Fox like it's telling them the truth. And I'm like, I never watch Fox. It's garbage. It's garbage. It's nothing. I just look at a whole hodgepodge of different news stories everywhere across the board. And I can tell you, I think, I don't know the deal with Trump, actually, to tell you the truth. I mean, the thing that got me worried about him, or just got me, like, looking at it with a blank eye, was that he's been buddy-buddy with the Clintons a long time. I mean, that, to me, is suspicious as all hell. But then again, I don't know, maybe he's buddy-buddy with the Clintons because it's good for business. I don't know. I really don't know. But I do know that he's, like, tied to real estate, which is mainly here in the United States. And if the United States falls, he's in deep shit, too. And I don't think he's going to make it as president, to tell you the truth. I don't think so. I mean, I'd vote for him, but I think there's enough people out there that just wouldn't. Because they are so, like, brainwashed into, I don't know, just being wishy-washy. They just won't do it. They won't do it. So, it's almost like this thing with the flag and stuff like that. I mean, it's like, a lot of popular support got away from the flag because, now it's politically incorrect and just everybody. I was never even into this flag, to tell you the truth. Not at all. I mean, I just thought of it like, what does it have to do with me? I was like, I never thought about it until they freaking says, we ain't going to sell it in all these different places. And all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute. Get out of here. I ain't buying that reason, what they said. They said it was racism. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. I realized what the flag was about. It was about seceding from the Union due to, like, freaking rapist taxes. And now that we got this thing coming up here with the Trans-Pacific Partnership, oh, hell. There'll be some talk about, this and that on Fox News, but none of this stuff about rebelling against it. Now, if we all hoisted the USA flag, and we said we don't want to be part of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, well, we'd be the New Age rebels. And then they would say later on that the USA flag is a symbol of hate. And, I'm going to tell you something. If you really want to think about slavery and stuff that's going on today, where there's slavery going on today? China. It's called the Laogai prisons. The political prisoners, they force labor camps. They keep them in there making electronic components. Like, in other words, it's almost impossible not to buy something from China because you do need electronic goods, and almost everything electronic comes from China. But it doesn't mean you have to get the latest, greatest freaking stereo equipment and computer equipment every freaking day. You just, a lot of times I just buy used stuff, to tell you the truth. Or actually I buy hard drives that are made in the USA. There's a few of them out there for computers. But, anytime you buy a lot of electronic components or multimedia components and things like that, it's all made in the USA. All made in China. Hardly any of it's made in the USA. Hardly any of it is. Some of the hard drives are made in the USA, but that's about it. If I buy cameras, they're made in China. So I kind of just look for the best value there is and get a warranty on it. And if the freaking thing breaks in a couple years, it's still under warranty. So I try to be very pragmatic about it. But, nobody's like freaking looking at, the slavery issue today at all. What a bunch of hypocrites. Anytime you go freaking buy, go into Walmart or whatever the store you are, anything out there, and you buy all the latest electronic stereo equipment, everything like that, you're supporting slavery. And that's also going to be through the Trans-Pacific Partnership. They're gonna rape us financially here in the United States over this bullshit. They're going to export the shit out of jobs out of the United States. And, if you raise that American flag in today's day and age against the globalists, you're going to be just like what was back then when they raised this Confederate flag against the powers in New York, Wall Street, and Washington, D.C. way back when. Because, it's like, it's not exactly the same. It's not exactly a one-to-one perfect comparison, but it is a fairly close comparison. And I'm going to tell you, man, right now I'm really thinking that Trump, I don't know. I got a cautious eye out with Trump. I'm not 100% sure. He was too buddy-buddy with the Clintons for me to be comfortable with him for sure. But, the fact that he's fired so many broadsides against Hildebeest recently, and the fact that he's got in trouble with Fox, yeah, like who the hell's Fox, you know what I mean? I don't support Fox. But, I look at it like, he's coming out in the ring and he's fighting. He's fighting. So, yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I mean, whether he's playing some other strategic game or whatever's going on with this guy, I don't know. Even if he runs as a third party, I'm voting for him. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I have to. There's no choice in the matter. Actually, I'm probably going to vote third party no matter what, because if there's freaking Jeb Bush on the ticket and it's Biden or whatever it is on the other one, I'm going to hell with both of those yo-yos, man. The hell with them. And, the Fox News will be supporting Jeb Bush. And she won't be saying a damn thing about the, Megyn Kelly. She won't be saying a damn thing about the Bush family crime cartel, what they've done over all the decades they've been in existence. Is she going to come out against that? Nah. Not in a million years. Not in a million years. She's going to sit there acting cute and all this kind of crap and acting conservative, and she reads from a cue card. That's all she does. And, I never read from a cue card. Ever. Ever. I got more brains than that. I just don't have tits. That's a problem. But, the thing is, why are people supporting Jeb? Why aren't they going after Jeb Bush? I mean, for crying out loud, these conservatives, if they're like real conservative outlets, that's a bullshit name. Fox News was actually like going to come out with, hard questions. Man, there's a lot of hard questions they can nail Jeb Bush on specifically, but also his entire family going all the way back. And, there's been a lot of allegations that even Herbert Walker Bush was tied in with the JFK assassination. Everybody knows about that deal, that he was supposedly over in Dallas at the time when that went on. That's a biggie, ain't it? Oh, they ain't going to touch that shit. Are they going to ever touch the story even about Hillary Clinton, if she would have, what would have happened if she would have ever been senator of New York if JFK Jr., his plane didn't crash? What about all those plane crashes they had for campaign managers in the Vince Foster deal? They don't touch those stories. No, they're too afraid to. They're too afraid to. But they'll take pot shots at freaking Trump, right? Yeah, so I'm telling you, man. I know some people are going to get offended by this. I'm not looking to offend nobody, man. I mean, hey, you see a Confederate X, does it look good? That looks good. So anyway, I'm just telling you that, I don't think of the flag the way some people think of it. And it means different things to different people. But, today it kind of just means a regional flag. But you remember that in the future, if people stand up for our way of government, our way of life, and our freedoms and our individual freedoms in the future, and they're fighting against the Trans-Pacific Partnership, you're going to be considered like what a Confederate was way back when. And, maybe they'll just say that they'll make a moral cause about killing your ass for some other reason. I don't know what the reason would be. Maybe because the USA's supported the Liu guy in China indirectly with their economic policies. And they'll say that's why we got to stop people in the USA from rebelling. I don't know. They might try some shit like that. Whereas, you'll be thinking, well, we're just rebelling because of the Trans-Pacific Partnership exporting our jobs overseas. Right? So anyway, keep the faith, and, we got to unite against this bullshit. I mean, all Americans. Anybody born and raised in the USA, especially if you've been going back some generations, that's all of us, you know what I mean? And, it's a matter of fighting the powers. And the corporate powers are represented by Fox News also. They ain't, I don't know, what does this conservative garbage mean? Nothing, really? It doesn't mean nothing. That's why I don't consider myself a liberal or conservative or whatever the hell it is. I just think independent. And like I says, nobody's paying me, nobody's got no strings on me to tell me what to say. I don't run off any cue card. I don't run off any script. I'm not working for no big multimedia corporation. And I'm just giving you a straight scoop. Megan, she left out a lot of hard questions for the other candidates. She left out a lot of hard questions that she could have asked. Carson, she could have asked Bush, because, man, he screwed up a lot of pension money on people in Florida. And, a lot of the candidates are actually screwed up all the way around. So, she tries to freaking just go after this guy specifically, so he fires back. Well, what do you expect? And, the guy in charge of Fox, he's trying to say that, Trump owes her an apology. You don't owe her nothing. You don't owe her nothing. I just hope Fox, the thing is, that's what's going on. That's why, I'm not a big channel or nothing like that, but I'm going to tell you, it's actually making venues like YouTube stronger because you got a lot more independent voices out there and giving you a variety of opinion versus the filtered corporate freaking opinion that's coming down from the major media. That's why this venue is actually doing better. I think actually, television, cable channel television is going to be out the door in less than 5 years. It's already freaking going out the door. It's all a bunch of filtered garbage. So, but then again, if this Trans-Pacific Partnership bullshit comes in, they're probably going to restrict a lot of stuff you can even say on YouTube, right? Through this bullshit too, right? That's why they want it. That's why they want it. So I'm firing my shots while I can. So just telling you, man. So if you hate this flag, if it disgusts you and you don't want to be associated with it, just remember that it doesn't really mean what the freaking corporate powers want to try to make it say it means. And if you want to adopt a flag that's a little different, that kind of means the same thing. The way I'm looking at it, my opinion on it, it's like rebelling against the corporate bullshit. You get a flag like this, pretty much tells you like it's, along the same lines. You got the black background and the orange cross of St. Andrew. So, anyway, I just want all Americans, all Americans, not just Dixie, all Americans to fight against the corporate powers. Now, I can tell you one thing, up in the north, man, they suck up to the corporate powers to the max. Well, some of them don't. I don't know. The people like me from up north, they get worse than the people up there. Like, I'm probably more against the freaking bullshit than the people in the south because I was exposed to the bullshit up north a long time. When you get overexposed to all the bullshit up north for a long time, and there's a 2 or 3% up north that are probably more southern than even the southerners in spirit, even though we don't talk the same way. You know what I mean? So anyway, Trump, she ain't gonna apologize to this yo-yo. She's a game player, man. She's a game player. She go out there and do modeling or something, man. She can model Confederate bikinis, maybe. Who knows? Anyway, so tell us how to. I don't know. These women, man, it gets me because it's like, I'm offended on one side, but I'm using my sexuality to get ahead on the other side. I'm like, what are you doing, lady? Get out of here. You're full of it, man. You're full of it. It's not even just her. It's Fox News, right? Right? Hi, I'm Megan. Look at me. So, you'd probably rather look at her than Trump, that's for sure. But, you probably don't want to hear what she's got to say. That's the thing. So anyway, fight the power. The hell with the TPP. The hell with freaking global slavery. And the hell with freaking false conservatives like Jeb Bush. So anyway, just watch out, because this deal with Trump is not over with. And you know, the more he's fighting against the Hildebeest and the more he's fighting against Fox News, the more I'm trusting him. Where I don't trust him is that he's just been so damn buddy-buddy with Clinton for so damn long. I don't know. I don't know what to think. But like I said, if he runs on a third party, I don't know. He's probably going to give the election to the Democrats, but I'll have to vote for him. There's no doubt about it.